Hey, it's Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. I've got a few things to brief here. Today's Thursday, the 24th. I want to bring this up again. This is a news article that was in the Cadillac newspaper on the 16th of July, written by Chris Lamphere. It was a good article. It was very balanced, I thought. It talked about the event that we were going to have here, which was last Sunday, just a couple days ago. And by the way, which was very, very good. Richard Mack was the star of the show. Chris Ann could not make it. She got hung up in South Carolina or North Carolina, I think. The airlines just canceled the flight, and she would have got here too late for it. So we had to make do without her, but you know, we'll get her here again. Excellent time. We had over 300 people, and a lot was accomplished. All right, anyway, this article, which was very good, outlines what has happened, outlines the fact that the DNR dismissed the case against us, outlines the fact that the declaratory ruling was rescinded by Brother Keith Cray. But then at the end of the article, Chris Lamphere, the writer of this, must have contacted the DNR, and Mr. Ed Golder, who is the DNR Public Information Officer, made this statement. As far as Baker's claim to have resumed selling Russian hybrids, Golder said simply that he is in violation of the law. Okay, so here's the DNR saying that I am breaking the law again. Even though they've rescinded the order, Judge Thomas Salka threw it out because it was unconstitutional per the Fifth Amendment. They dismissed the case against us. But now Ed is going to say that I'm in violation of the law. So that would mean my pigs are illegal. That's defamation, Ed. You have a problem. I called to talk to Keith. I called his office. Very nice secretary informed me that he could not speak with me because this was still in litigation. That's not true. It's not in litigation right now. There are no lawyers involved in this at all, except on their end. I don't have a lawyer right now. This is me. All right? So they have to talk to me about this. There is no litigation. So if they give you that excuse, this is in litigation, you tell them it is not. And I want to make my point known. So then I asked to speak to Ed, and young Ed couldn't come to the phone either and said he'd have his secretary call me, but never did, neither of them. And I've called back since. You know, these guys are paid fat paychecks to serve the public that pays them, and they're just a little bit too high on the totem pole to talk to us peasants. I have a hard time with that. But I would encourage you to call both offices. This is Keith Cray and Ed Golder at the DNR. And also keep calling the governor's office and reminding them that you don't think this is a good idea, what's going on. Anyway, this article was written, and so then we wrote this letter to them. There it is on Baker's Green Acres official stationery. My wife's going to post this at some point. I don't think it's up yet, but it goes like this. Dear Director Cray, I am writing to ask you to retract this statement made on behalf of your agency in the Cadillac News published on July 9th, 2014, attached. All right, the statement made by Ed Golder on behalf of the DNR once again falsely accuses me and my family of possessing and selling illegal animals. As you well know, our farm operation is a closed herd. We continue to raise and market the exact same kind of crossbred animals that we have in the past. I left a message with both you and Mr. Golder's office last week to discuss this matter and was told that because the issue is under litigation, you were unable to discuss it. However, once I reminded your assistant, oh, I just got stung, that my situation is no longer under litigation, both you and Mr. Golder were still not available to speak on the phone. To proclaim on the 28th Circuit Court on February 26, 2014, that my pigs are okay, remember, Harry Martin said Baker's pigs are okay, we're not going to press the issue, in order to avoid going under oath to defend your invasive species order and declaratory ruling, then once again resuming your public defamation of me, my family, and my business of being felons by violating your invasive species order is deplorable and unacceptable. Okay? My family and I are attempting to put back together our business after it was completely destroyed by your agency during the past 3 years. We continue to be unable to do that with the DNR making false public statements like this. The whole problem is you and your agency walked away before we could resolve this issue in a court of law. I am supremely confident that I can prove there is only one species of swine and that all swine are genetic variants hybrids of both Russian and Eurasians. What we all need to know is, can your agency prove otherwise? Everyone I know highly suspects that you cannot. I am more than willing to discuss the science and biology of this with you at any time. Meanwhile, I would ask that you and your agency publicly retract Mr. Golder's statement published July 9th because it is simply not true. And then I signed it. All right, let's get something straight here. I am filing this with Keith Cray on all of our behalf, because if they can do this to me, they can do it to you. So I would reckon that it would be a smart thing for you all to do, reckon and you all, I'm trying to relate to my southern brethren, to call their office and say, where's the answer to Baker's letter? We want to know. This isn't just for Baker to know. This is for you to know, my adoring public. You need to know what their answer is going to be on this. How would you like to get dragged into court for 3 years only to have them drop the case because they know they can't beat you, right? And just run you ragged financially, all right? If they can do it to me, they can do it to you. I think we need to start calling them again. Not think. It's your duty to start calling them again and say, answer the letter, Cray. Answer the letter. All right. That's it for that. I'm into this 7 minutes. I'm going to cut this off here, and I got to press on with another video, and I got to do that right now. So you're going to see the same backdrop and all of this. But the next video I have is also going to be at least 7 or 8 minutes, and it is a bombshell. All right, but please start rigging those phones down there. Let's step out a little bit and call these people. And I know making these phone calls is uncomfortable. Hosting an event like I did at my farm, that was uncomfortable. It was a lot of extra work. We didn't make any money on it. We broke even. But it was important to network with other people. There was quite a few politicians here that are looking at what we're doing and saying, wait a minute, DNR is way out of line. Let me tell you something else, too. We're in an election cycle right now. And we have been very aggressive with people who will not comply with the Constitution of the United States. And what we're trying to do is bring them into compliance. Not with some cockamamie law that we brought up as farmers. We want them in compliance with the law of the land. That's the Constitution of the United States. And we are going to vote people out who won't. And you're going to see this in this upcoming election cycle. And I know a lot of people see these videos down in Lansing, and you know who. We're coming, and I've said that, and we're going to get you at the ballot box because of what you've done, and you refuse to make it right. So we're coming. We're coming for you. We're taking political responsibility for the losses that you are going to feel here very shortly. And you know who you are. So this is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. I'm signing off. People, please circulate these videos. This is very important. This is one of the most important issues going on right now in state government. We're seeing attacks against farms almost on a weekly basis. And there's a reason for it. I've stated all that before, but we have to get busy and beat back up on them and be ready to come for them the same as they've come for us. So let's get aggressive here. This is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. I'm signing off.